Yes, hello and welcome to another vlog from Bernard Rider. Today we're testing out the Vespa Primavera S125 from Vespa Malaga here in Malaga. Thank you very much, Vespa Malaga, for letting me have the bike for the test ride. So the Vespa Primavera S125 is a not the most budget version from Vespa. I think there's something below this actually, but it is basically what you can get for the least amount of money, although it is still fairly expensive. You know, this one costs, this is the S version, a little bit more expensive because it has the display, the LC display. This costs on the road 4,900, so not too, well, how can we say? It is actually quite a lot of money for a 125. It has 11 horsepower and it is air-cooled. It is one cylinder air-cooled 4-stroke engine. And so yeah, it sits between, you know, the next version is actually the GTS version, which has the liquid-cooled engine and has more horsepower than this one here. Yeah, that's about all I can tell you about the Primavera. We will go to the controls, display and storage space. What I can tell you up front, it has a weight of 126 kilo, 11 horsepower as I said, and yeah, the price I mentioned already. So let's get straight to the controls, display and storage space. So on the left hand side we have the high beam, low beam and passing light switch. We have the turn signal switch and we have the horn. On the right hand side we have the kill switch, then we have the mode switch where you can switch around in the display, and we have the starter switch on the right hand side. We also have the throttle, the brake lever for the front brake. On the left, of course, we have the brake lever for the rear brake, which is a drum brake and does not have ABS in the rear, only ABS in the front. So let's get to the storage space. The glove compartment in the front, you press the on the ignition key to open it up, and it looks like this. There's not much space in it. It looks fairly big, but because the flap is fairly big, but it is not. You can only put maybe some gloves in it. You have a USB connection in there. You have the manual seat release lever, and you have some fuses which you can change there in case you have to, and that's about it. Then we have the button for opening up the seat, which is this. So this is the seat. Yeah, it is not too big actually. Underneath the seat you can fit one jet helmet in there. You also have the gasoline you can put in there. You can remove the seat bucket here if you need to service the engine or other parts in there. So it's very convenient to get to stuff on this Vespa here. Let's turn it on. So this is what it looks like when you turn on the Vespa Primavera S. The S means it has this display, and I actually like this display. It's very easy to read, even in bright sunlight, so no problem. In the upper left corner we have the clock, and in the middle we can switch around some settings like the odometer at the moment. On the right hand side we have the outside temperature. On the left hand side we have some symbols for connectivity and stuff like that. In the middle we have the speedometer. On the right hand side we have the remaining fuel in the tank, and that's about it. You can switch around the data with the mode button on the right hand side. I'll press it now to the right. We have trip A, time of trip A, trip B, time of trip B, maximum speed, average speed, battery, voltage. And you can go into the settings if you press the mode button for a longer period of time to the right. You get into the display here. You can change the settings for language, configuration, backlight, graphic, and exit. Language is, you know what you have to do in language. Configuration, you can change the units, pairing configuration, and the clock. You have to go to exit. Then you can change the backlight setting, automatic, day, night. You can change the graphics. I don't really know what to do there. Apparently you can turn on or off the Vespa logo, vision and pixel. I have no idea what that is. I don't want to fool around with it. And that's about it. That's what you can switch. You can also connect your mobile phone with the Vespa app and get specific data to your mobile phone with that. Yes, so as I said, it has a air-cooled engine, 1 cylinder, 11 horsepower. As you can see, it does not have any foot pegs for the passenger except for these plastic applications here. What we do actually have, we don't have a hook there for groceries in the front, but we have one here in the seat actually, so that's pretty neat. That's a nice little feature for your grocery bags. And that's basically everything about the Vespa Primavera S125, here available in 3 colors. In the S version, in the regular version, you have a bigger, broader choice of colors if you select the Vespa with the other display or with the other instrument cluster. So that's basically it. Let's swing our behind on the Vespa. Let's go back to the dealer and I will show you a little bit around how it handles and how it rides. Back to the dealer. So let's go. Yeah, so this is the Vespa Primavera S125. I just showed you the controls, display and storage space, and let's go back to the dealer and take it out for a little spin. So the first thing that you notice, of course, when you sit down on it, is the seat. It is fairly hard but yet comfortable. So I'd say even maybe longer trips might be actually okay with this. The mirrors are round but fairly wide anglish, so you have a very good view of your surroundings. I don't have anything to complain about the mirrors. The feet position, you know, basically it's a toilet position. You sit like on a toilet. You have the feet right straight down on the foot rest there. You have a little bit teeny tiny space to move your feet around. That's usually the case with Vespas, so that's not too bad, and usually better on other toilet scooters. The display in this case is this is the S version. That's why it has the digital display. The regular versions, Primavera, over, they only have the gauge instrument there. It is easily readable even in bright sunlight, the display, so that is no problem. It also switches automatically when you go into darker areas. You can, you know, switch that around on or off, whatever you like. So these are basically the first things that you notice when you step or sit on the Primavera. The handling of it is basically just like any other Vespa. It has fairly small tires or wheels, meaning it is not too stable when you go at higher speeds and high winds. It kind of shakes around in the front, but in the corners here, in the twisties also, it is actually pretty nice. It leans into the corner, it falls into the corner fairly easily. That is no problem with that. Sometimes you might have to be careful though that you don't fall too hard, you know, to one side, because it leans quite drastically, I think, because of these smaller tires. Yeah, that's about it. Everything which I wanted to tell you up front. We will go out of the mountains, off the mountain here, and go back to the dealer now. We will take a little stretch on the autovia, then go through the city, and I'll explain a little bit more. This color black, I don't know what it is called exactly, but it is actually kind of a nice black. It's a matte black color, and it shines quite nicely in the sun, so it's not really just dull black or shiny black. It is really a nice black. So usually I don't like black, but this black is actually not too bad here. Yeah, once again about the braking system, it has front ABS. It does not have ABS in the rear because it has a drum brake in the rear, and the drum brake, I think it's kind of hard to do with the ABS. So it does not have ABS in the rear, so if you press the rear brake very hard, you will start to slide and move around in the rear. As maybe you heard that, I don't know, but that's what it is. So you should be careful with your rear brake in corners. Maximum power. It is not the fastest, not the speediest one. It has 11 horsepower, and I noticed that already when coming here. It is not really a high performance engine. Maybe it actually is very good in fuel consumption, I don't know, but performing it is not too well. So let's see if we can actually reach the 100 here with our 0 to 100 acceleration test. Let's do some braking here. Yeah, definitely slipping and sliding in the rear. And that's very unfortunate that still some scooters, yeah, I mean, that's a safety feature actually to have full ABS front and rear, but they're still using drum brakes sometimes in the rear. I don't really like this. So after you get used to the scooter, the handling is actually quite nice in the corners, although the wheels are very small, and they should, you know, sometimes it feels like it actually falls into the corner too easily, and that could be kind of a problem as well. But more or less it is fairly nice in the corners actually. Maximum power once again. Go. 100. Yeah, not the best performer, I think. But we only have 11 horsepower. These little 125s could actually go up to 15 horsepower, but they don't do it. Maybe they just do it for marketing decisions or marketing reasons. Yeah, we have a little wind, oncoming wind, and the front once again feels kind of unstable here, probably because of the small tires. Full throttle again, but we're going up and down here, so we cannot do a check of the maximum speed, unfortunately. Not here where I live. Yeah, other than that, actually it rides pretty nicely. I mean, I don't really have anything to complain except for the higher speeds and the instability in the city. Well, maybe you will see. The suspension is quite nice actually, and it kind of dampens everything out, all of these uneven surfaces, so it's pretty nice. So if you have enough money for a Vespa Primavera for 4,900 euro, why not? I mean, yeah. So the display switches automatically when you're in a tunnel, as you might have seen already. You can of course adjust it if you don't want it this way. So what I noticed with other Vespas already in the city, where you have all these bumps sometimes from the pavement, it actually handles it quite nicely. So I don't have anything to complain about the suspension of the Vespa. Yeah, so basically that's it of the test ride of the Vespa Primavera S125. I don't have anything to complain really, except for the usual Vespa stuff, you know, small tires and stuff like that. You know this already. Anyways, that was my test ride. Yeah, thanks very much for watching. This has been a ride out. Take care. Bye bye.